Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We're learning new information tonight on why a police chief is currently in jail facing allegations of sexual abuse of a child. James Watson is the chief of police in Lemoore. He was arrested by the North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Watson is facing charges in 3 different North Dakota counties in the western part of the state. 2 counts of continuous sexual assault of a child and 3 counts of gross sexual imposition. Details are still coming in on this story. We are still waiting on the formal criminal complaint, so be sure to stay with Valley News Live for the latest. Valley News Live has an exclusive interview with the family of the 26-year-old woman and mother of 3 whose body was found today after she disappeared over 10 days ago. Search crews found the body of Chelsea Batchelder just a few hundred yards from her trailer home in southeast Bemidji. Her family was at the site today where her body was found, praying, throwing tobacco, and laying flowers. Police have not confirmed a cause of death, but her family thinks they know what killed her.
She struggled with drug addiction. Yeah, and it's been a very, very difficult struggle. There's so many in our community that are struggling with that, and it's, you know, it doesn't just affect the addict, but the family.
Addiction isn't a choice. It's not something you grow up wanting to do or do to your family and hurt people. It's a way to cope.
Batchelder leaves behind 3 girls, ages 2 to 9 years old.
Especially in Lakes area, that's everybody comes to spend their weeks and party at the lake and party at the cabin. And
according to one federal agency, a person drinking while driving a boat becomes impaired faster than drinking behind the wheel of a car. We're into day 2 of Operation Dry Water, an initiative to cut down on boating under the influence in Minnesota. So is there any actual truth to this? Valley News Team's Bradford Eric hits the road to Lakes Country ahead of this holiday weekend.
It's the motion, vibration, engine noise, sun, wind, and spray as you plow through the waves that the U.S. Coast Guard says causes someone driving a boat to get drunker faster than someone driving a car. But are folks here in Lakes Country really buying that? I stopped in Detroit Lakes, a few boats out on the water, and some Minnesotans starting their weekend early.
I mean, you just look at, in a normal situation, if you're outside in the sun, it affects you if you're sober. So add the rest of that, which usually makes you tired anyway, and throw that into the mix. I could see it.
Stephenson says she was a little surprised, but the more you think about it, the more it makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I think drinking and driving any kind of vehicle, it really don't matter how fast you get drunk or not. Yeah. I mean, but that's weird that they're thinking that.
Jordan Manning says it doesn't matter whether it's a boat or a car. Being intoxicated while operating either one is bad news. The DNR says already 2017 is the deadliest year since 2005 when it comes to boating, recording 9 deaths so far. And last year, over half of fatal boat accidents involved alcohol. Don't be surprised if you see DNR patrols and sheriff's deputies hitting the waters this weekend. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The DNR says in Minnesota, a boating while intoxicated charge carries the same penalty as drunk driving, possible jail time and thousands of dollars in fines. 2 people are facing drug charges following a traffic stop south of Spiritwood, North Dakota. Around 12:41 p.m., a trooper stopped a vehicle that did not have current registration. The driver, 40-year-old Adam Hagan of Jamestown, had meth and drug paraphernalia, and the passenger, 34-year-old Sarah Broderick of Cleveland, was caught trying to hide a small amount of white powder in a plastic zip bag. Officers found more illegal items in Broderick's purse. Both are being held in the Stutsman County Jail. A traffic stop has led to one of the biggest drug busts in North Dakota history. After pulling over a speeding car, police searched the vehicle and found 122 pounds of marijuana. Authorities also stopped another vehicle that was acting as a lookout for the other driver. The driver of the weed-filled car was arrested for possessing marijuana with intent to deliver, while those in the lookout car face conspiracy charges. The street value of the weed is estimated at $600,000. Lots of people are heading to a lake this weekend and wanting to know more about the weather. Let's start with tonight. Hutch, how's it looking?
Well, if you're heading out this evening, it is certainly cooler and still gray, but the showers are exiting our easternmost counties. From Beltrami down towards parts of eastern Hubbard County, a few showers linger there. But by and large, we're seeing improvement in our conditions. A little bit more sunshine late in our day has allowed temperatures to rise into the low 70s in Fargo. We will slip back into the 60s, but it does look fairly quiet. And in Grand Forks, more of the same there with temperatures in the 60s and a northwest breeze. I think we stay dry. Now, the heat is going to be on as we go through the weekend and toward the holiday. Take a look at the air mass battlecast and the warm air winds out by the 4th of July on Tuesday. The white colors you see there, temperatures in the 90s to 100-degree range, and that will be pushing into our viewing area as we go through next week. More on that in a second, but Andrea, the heat of summer is just around the corner. More in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And if you want to keep up with the latest weather conditions where you live, download the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app. You'll get the latest forecasts, conditions. You can even follow the radar live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. A judge has ordered a Moorhead man to serve 3 years in prison for stabbing another man during a fight in Minot in 2015. A jury convicted 31-year-old Marlon Mitchell of aggravated assault. Investigators say Mitchell stabbed 35-year-old Dilvis Harris during the fight. Mitchell will receive credit for 214 days served and will also serve 2 years of supervised probation. Harris is currently on probation after serving time for his role in the incident. It's time for a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Keith Lassiter is wanted for unlawful entry into a motor vehicle and a probation violation. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Lassiter. The fire department was out again today, continuing to search for a man they say may have drowned while swimming in the Red River. This man, 24-year-old Fanuel Osrat, was last seen around 5 yesterday morning. Crews were out on the river using sonar and probing techniques, but didn't find anything. Witnesses say Osrat and 2 other men were swimming in the water when they lost sight of him, but they're not sure if he got out on the Moorhead side. Authorities say the current is strong where the men were swimming, and crews have been searching both the water and the banks around the river. They will continue the search sometime tomorrow. Retail has overtaken oil as the largest contributor to the sales tax base in North Dakota. But at the same time, the drought we're experiencing is not helping retail sales. The drought will cost farmers and ranchers money, and when they don't have money to spend, they often don't buy equipment. And that becomes a problem for the state because ag sales are a huge contributor to the tax base, and that money is then used to pay for things like education and human services.
The drought is a concern. With that on top of lower commodity prices, it's important to understand and look even more closely month by month and watch revenues coming in because it can have a significant impact.
Politicians have prepared for low commodity prices in the state budget for the next 2 years, but the drought could mean even less money to go around. The North Dakota Department of Transportation has a new series of patriotic plates that you can buy. The new plates are available to all North Dakota vehicle owners and can be purchased at any of the motor vehicle branch offices in the state or by filling out an application form available online through the North Dakota DOT website. The Patriotic Plate series includes Boonie Stomper along with Flag of the United States and Bald Eagle, which will be available starting tomorrow. The cost of the plates includes an annual fee of $25 plus the regular registration fees, with a portion going to the Veterans Post-War Trust Fund, which is used to benefit and service veterans or their dependents. Another story of animal abuse. Find out what happened to these kittens and how they're doing. Still ahead on Valley News Live at 6.
Quiet but cool to close out the work week. It does look like temperatures will improve as we go through your weekend. Your hour-by-hour forecast and an outlook for the holiday ahead right after this.